Alright guys, today I'm going to tell you how I beat 3 of my speed records in 1 week of sailing. So while I'm sitting here and working on the new tutorial about how to go faster on flat water, which is coming out next week, I just wanted to make a quick video and share with you what I was up to last week, because I actually went to Speedsurfing Paradise. As most of you know, that is La Palme and my favorite place for speed sailing. I didn't vlog there, but I have some footage to show you, and I actually sailed my personal best on both fin and on the foil. So let's get into the video of how I did it. So it was quite windy here over the summer in Leipzig, but now for 2-3 weeks we didn't really have so much wind. And I was looking with my dad at the forecast in south of France and was in contact with Heidi and Christian, my good friends from Switzerland. Heidi, who has all the world records in the women's speed surfing. And yeah, together we wanted to spend a week in La Palme, which is the best place for all speed surfers to train, because there you have the offshore winds that are strong every day if there's Tramontana, the predominant wind direction there, and you're not dependent on any tides or anything, so you can just speed sail all day. And that's what we did. We went down there 1,300 kilometers. I went with my dad, and both of our goal was to beat our open ocean speed sailing record. I'm saying open ocean because obviously I'm not going to beat my Lüderitz speeds there, but I sailed earlier in the year my speed surfing record with 44.41 knots, I think, on the 5 times 10 seconds. So the goal was to beat that. So we drove down there, and on the first day the wind was really light, and that was because we had black Tramontana, which is basically, if it's cloudy there, the wind, like at most places, is not super consistent, so the gusts are coming through, but it's not a steady wind. And on that first day it was starting off with like 15 knots of base wind, gusting up to 30. So what I did was, for the first time there, went on the foil, which is really scary because of a couple of reasons. First, it's an offshore spot, meaning that if something happens and you have strong wind, it's really hard to get back inside. And also with the black Tramontana, it was really gusty. So on the foil, I don't like gusts because they put a lot of movement into your board and rig system, and you are very prone to crashing. But I took this one actually, the 560 front wing, which is not the speed wing, it's the small slalom, or not even the small, it's the medium slalom wing. And I just wanted to start out with that for getting the feeling, because this one I've sailed quite a lot on and I can control it pretty well. So I didn't want to start off with a super small one, which I also have, which is this one. It's a 380 speed wing. So I started off with a bigger one, and I made like 5-6 runs, and actually in the second run I crashed into a fish and catapulted over the board, so I kind of hurt my knee while doing that. And then still I went again and again, and I got faster and faster every run. But it's not an easy place to sail, because you have to stay quite far away from the beach, because with the foil obviously you have 1 meter of depth. And I have only, as the smallest foil sail, a 5.8 by 0.7. I didn't get the smallest one, which is a 4.9 or 4.8, I think. And the 5.8 was really big in these conditions, because even though the base wind was only like 15 knots, maybe 18, the gusts were already up to 30, sometimes 35 knots. And these gusts, the strongest ones, I really couldn't convert to speed with this big sails, but the medium gusts that were around like 25 knots, I could really push. And now I feel over the last couple of sessions on the foil that I really figured out how to go fast. And it's basically more or less the same technique like on fin, except that you have to ride the foil really high to have less drag. You still make the same kind of slingshot, you slowly accelerate until you get to an angle of 130 degrees to the wind. And I ended up with this first session with a speed of 31.8 knots on the top speed, and finally made my first average over 30 on the foil, which felt really good. But I did only like 6 or 7 runs, because then the wind was increasing big time, and I actually stepped onto the fin gear with a 6.0 and a medium speed board after that. So I didn't really try to push more, and I think that was also because of the crash with the fish. I didn't want to ruin like the trip on the first day by crashing back big time and hurting myself. And then on the next day, we had the perfect speed conditions. Just look at this clip. As you can see, these are like the best speed conditions you can have because the water was super flat. And what is also important is the beach line, that it's a straight line and that there are not any sandbanks that are too shallow. And too shallow meaning we use this one, we use a 21 centimeter speed fin for this spot. So as long as the water near the shore is deeper than this, than 21 centimeters, you can go super close to the shore and really choose your line, and this is what's making you fast, obviously. I was using the 5.6 speed sail, and the wind was gusting to about 45. I think the strongest gusts were 48 knots, which is actually not so much for this spot. Like the last time I've been there in March, all 3 or 4 days were over 50, over 55 knots gusts, so it wasn't super strong. So I used the 5.6 speed sail instead of the 5.0 to have more power. But the 5.6 saying that was really big because 45 knots gusts on a 5.6, especially when you're sailing back on the upwind course, is a really big sail. But I had the power. And the key to doing fast runs for me is to have the highest speed possible next to the beach before I bear off into the slingshot, which you can see here. And I was getting in this session, I was looking at the file, I was getting in this session 42.5 up to 43 knots just on straight line without going downwind, bearing away from the beach. And then when I was bearing off, I was getting over 47 knots of peak speeds. And this way I managed to actually beat my speed record on this day and hit a new personal best of 44.65 knots on the 5x10. So I'm getting really close to that 45 knots average, which is my goal. I did a couple of runs of over 45 knots, but not yet 5 over 45. And this is what's so fun about speed surfing. You always can progress and get better, and you always have a next goal that you can aim for. And this to me is really addictive, I have to say. And actually not just I was having a great day, I think Heidi sailed her personal best also on that day.
I reached several personal bests today on 5, 10 seconds, on 10 seconds, on 250, on 100 meter and on 500 meter on open water, and I'm super stoked. I went over 42 knots and 500 meters, and for me that's pretty insane.
So it was a really good day as a lot of people beat their personal best. And I have to talk about also Brandon Lorho. The videos I show you are actually from his dad, so thanks a lot for sending me these videos and letting me use them. I really appreciate it. And his son Brandon, he's only I think 18 years old, and he's the best speed sailor I've ever seen. Because usually in speed surfing, you need to be big and heavy. And he's only like maybe a few centimeters taller than me, but only 73 kilograms. I'm 88 kilograms. But he managed to beat all of us that day with an average speed of over 45 knots and like 49 on the top speed. And I really have to say, I have huge respect for that guy and big congratulations to you. I think you have a bright future in windsurfing. And it's really amazing to see someone so young being so fast. When I was that age, I think I was trying to break 30 knots. And also, which I'm really happy about, my dad also beat his speed record that day because it took him a couple of years to break it again. He did 41.9 on top speed and a couple of runs over 40. And what was really funny, everyone was telling him like, go closer to the beach, go closer to the beach. And he was sailing always like 10, 14, 15 meters further out to sea where there is more chop. So he has a lot more potential to gain speed. But it's really amazing that I can share these sessions with my dad, and I'm really grateful for that. We had a lot of fun together on this trip. And yeah, I'm really proud of him to break his record again. And then the next 2 days, we still had Tramontana, but the direction changed to become more broad, meaning that you have like this chop building up in the run. And this chop you can see here on this video. That the speedboard is bouncing a lot and you can go fast in these conditions, but having already sailed my personal best on the first day, I wasn't really pushing and just having fun on the water because I didn't want to end up with a big crash. And I think it's also kind of important that you push yourself, but also that you sail smart, so to say, because when you crash and get injured, I think it restricts your progress a whole lot. So I'm kind of a more cautionary sailor, so to say. I'm not going full out when it's like 60 knots of wind and it's like choppy. Why should I push in these conditions where I will not sail my personal best speeds anyway? So I was just kind of sailing around, having some fun, and yeah, what a great trip. But it's not over because I actually sailed a third speed record when I got back. We arrived like on Monday morning again at home at the Möhnesee, and that day it was windy. So what did I do? Because I knew there was more to get on the foil, because I've only sailed the 6 runs. At La Palme, I was straight hopping back onto the foil, and the conditions here at the lake obviously are also really gusty, but on top of that you have chop with that. But that day we were having gusts of up to 30 knots, which I think for speed foiling is like the optimal wind strength. If it's going to like 40 knots, I think it's too much. And my dad was filming me here, so I have a couple of runs to show you, so let's get into the action clip.
Okay guys, we just came back from La Franquise and today I'm gonna go again for a Foilspeed session. And today we're gonna have a lot of wind here. It's like 20 to 30 knots. And I've rigged up the same gear that I rigged up while foiling in La Franquise, which is the 81 wide or 145 liter Futurefly Flying Camel with the 560 front wing and the 190 back wing. 100 plus 3 fuse, and I don't have any settings aside from giving the foil a little bit rake, 3 degrees. And then I rigged the 5.8, I'm getting mixed up with the names. Then I rigged the 5.8 F1 SL, the slalom foil sail by 0.7, which is this one. So I just tested, and now I'm gonna go out with the camera. My dad is filming, and yeah, show you what it looks like. It's super windy at times. Now not so much, but I think we will get some pretty good gusts, and I will see if I can get close to my speeds from La Franquise here today. So yeah, I'm gonna get my GPS and head out there.
I'm fed up with changes. Come pick me up cause I just wanna see the light. I wanna be weightless. Teach me to fly, I won't be coming down. Could somebody wake me up? I don't wanna be here and let the world pass me by. Yeah. I just see her face wherever I look. She's standing in the crowd. So let go, I don't want to, but I'm gonna try. When she left me, yeah, let a little bit inside. You know, maybe things are gonna be alright. 'Cause I just wanna see the light. I'm so sick of waiting and getting too restless to be in this dusty town. I've heard of this place where people forget and you get another try. So come open up my door. I don't wanna be here and let the world pass me by. I won't see your face wherever I look. I'm blinded by the light. So let go, I don't want to, but I'm gonna try. When she left me, yeah, died a little bit inside. You know, maybe things are gonna be alright. 'Cause I just wanna see the light. Yeah, I just wanna see the light.
Okay, so I just got off the water and I can't believe that I actually did my Foilspeed record again here today. I did 32.69 knots on 2 seconds and a 31.7 run, I believe, which is way faster than at La Franquise, which I'm really surprised about. Because as you can see here, or maybe not so much on the video, it's not really as flat as in La Franquise here. And I think it doesn't matter so much with the foil if you have like a little bit of chop. I mean, I was feeling it while going, but I could control it pretty well, stay high on the foil, which is key to going fast. And yeah, then just let it run downwind here, which was pretty fun. But yeah, I'm gonna see you back at home, and I'm still surprised of the session, to be honest.
So yeah, as you can see, that was a pretty fun session, and I beat my speed record again on the foil with this time 32.8 knots, which is 1 knot faster than in La Palme, which really surprised me because the lake is a lot more choppy. And yeah, I was having a great day, and it's amazing that in 1 week I managed to beat my speed record 3 times, so what a week it's been. And yeah, now I'm getting back to work on the tutorial video for you guys, how to go fast on flat water, and I think you're gonna really enjoy this one. So if you don't want to miss it, subscribe to the channel, and it's going online next week, and I think I'll see you then. Thanks to my Patreons, and get out there on the water, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.